Welcome to Bugs, Buzz, and Beyond. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of a tiny but mighty pest known as the Colorado Potato Beetle. This small insect might seem unremarkable at first glance, but don't let its size fool you. It has an enormous appetite for destruction, especially when it comes to potato plants. Stick around until the end of the video, because we'll be testing your knowledge with some exciting trivia questions. Pay close attention to the details so you can ace the quiz and impress your friends with your beetle expertise. The Colorado Potato Beetle story begins in the 1800s in the Rocky Mountains of North America. Back then, these beetles primarily fed on wild plants, particularly those in the nightshade family. However, everything changed when humans began cultivating potatoes on a large scale. The beetles discovered their new favorite snack and quickly adapted to the abundant food source. Today, the Colorado potato beetle is a global problem, having spread across North America, Europe, and even parts of Asia. Its ability to thrive in different environments makes it a formidable foe for agriculture. The life cycle of the Colorado potato beetle is fascinating, but also contributes to its status as a major pest. Female beetles lay clusters of bright orange eggs on the undersides of potato leaves, often going unnoticed by the untrained eye. Within just a few days, the eggs hatch into larvae, which immediately begin feeding voraciously on the plant. These larvae grow rapidly, and after a short period, they drop into the soil to pupate. From there, they emerge as fully developed adults, ready to start the cycle all over again. It's a highly efficient life cycle that allows their populations to grow rapidly. Why is the Colorado potato beetle such a significant problem? The answer lies in the sheer scale of destruction it can cause. Both the larvae and adult beetles are voracious feeders, and their favorite meal is the leaves of potato plants. When left unchecked, a swarm of these beetles can completely defoliate a potato field, leaving the plants unable to produce a healthy crop. Farmers face significant financial losses when this happens, and the damage isn't limited to just potatoes. These beetles are not picky eaters. They will also devour other plants in the nightshade family, such as tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers. Over the years, farmers have employed various methods to combat the potato beetle. Hand-picking beetles and their eggs off plants is effective for small gardens, but impractical for larger fields. Pesticides have been a go-to solution for decades. But here's where things get tricky. The Colorado potato beetle is a master of survival. It has developed resistance to many chemical treatments over time, making it increasingly difficult to control. This resilience is one of the reasons it's considered such a persistent and challenging pest. Despite its bad reputation, the Colorado potato beetle is an intriguing insect with some fascinating traits. Did you know that a single female potato beetle can lay up to 500 eggs during her lifetime? That's an incredible number, and it's part of the reason why their populations can explode so quickly. Another interesting fact is that the beetle's bright coloration isn't just for show. It's actually a warning signal to potential predators. These beetles are mildly toxic due to the chemicals they ingest from potato plants, which makes them unappealing to many would-be predators. Nature sure has its ways of creating balance. So, how can you protect your precious garden from the relentless appetite of the Colorado potato beetle? One of the most effective methods is crop rotation. By changing the location of your potato plants each year, you can disrupt the beetle's life cycle and make it harder for them to find their preferred food source. Introducing natural predators, such as ladybugs and lacewings, can also help control beetle populations. These beneficial insects feed on the eggs and larvae of potato beetles, keeping their numbers in check. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question number 1. What plant did the Colorado potato beetle originally feed on before potatoes became its main food source? The correct answer is B. Wild plants. Before potatoes were widely cultivated, the Colorado potato beetle thrived on wild plants in the Rocky Mountains, particularly those in the nightshade family. These wild plants served as a natural food source for the beetles for thousands of years. However, once humans began growing potatoes in abundance, the beetles discovered a far more accessible and plentiful food supply. This shift wasn't just a random choice. Potatoes provided the beetles with ideal nutrients, leading to a rapid increase in their population. Over time, they became a significant agricultural pest, marking an important moment in the history of pest control. Question number 2. How many eggs can a single female potato beetle lay in her lifetime? The correct answer is C. 500. A single female potato beetle has the astonishing ability to lay up to 500 eggs in her lifetime. These eggs are laid in clusters, often hidden on the undersides of leaves, making them difficult to spot. Each cluster can contain dozens of eggs, which hatch into hungry larvae in just a few days. This high reproductive rate is one of the reasons why Colorado potato beetles can infest fields so quickly and cause devastating damage in a short amount of time. Controlling such a prolific pest requires vigilance and proactive strategies. Question number 3. Why are potato beetles difficult to control with pesticides? The correct answer is B. They develop resistance to chemicals. One of the key reasons the Colorado potato beetle is so challenging to control is its remarkable ability to develop resistance to pesticides. Over the years, farmers have relied heavily on chemical treatments to manage beetle populations. However, these beetles are incredibly adaptable. With each generation, a small percentage of beetles survive pesticide exposure due to genetic variations, passing on their resistance to their offspring. This means that over time, entire populations can become immune to specific pesticides. This phenomenon forces farmers to constantly find new chemicals or alternative methods to combat the beetles, making pest control an ongoing battle. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.